This might sound crazy, but after one of my most successful years in business yet, I decided to completely rethink how my AI agency operates. So in this video, you're gonna see the 2024 wins, the biggest lesson I learned, the biggest problem I had, and what I'm planning to do in 2025 to win even more. 2024 was the year where I officially started with this business. Just for reference, I decided to fully switch from a previous service in June/July 2023, so almost 18 months ago. I had my first paid project in October 2023, and then started to generate traction and work with a lot of different clients. 2024 was the year everything started to consolidate. What we did is we worked with over 30 different clients across a wide variety of different niches, mostly in the marketing and sales departments. So those areas, we made $60,000 in revenue, which isn't the biggest number you can think of, but it's very good as a starting point with this business. We soft launched a productized solution, and I will explain a little bit more about this solution later on and how I'm planning to launch even more of those. We partnered with Marley for content creation. So this was a really, really good part because it allows us to create different use cases for our clients and showcase those directly within a partner channel. And then finally, I think this is probably the most important one. We established a lot of key relationships in the AI space that really opened my eyes to all the opportunities that we have. With that said, let's go to the lesson learned and to the different lessons that we have. First off, what we have is track everything. There's a quote from Peter Drucker, which is a famous management consultant, that says, if you can measure it, you can manage it. Meaning, if you have different metrics or if you watch the numbers, you can make active action in order to increase that number or decrease that number. This can be applied to any area of the business as well as in personal areas such as personal life or whatever. But what was really useful for me and for the business was that we measure key metrics such as, for example, the code book per channel, the sales book per channel, the average deal size, the average lifetime value per client. And each of those metrics were really, really useful when it comes to actually shaping the strategy for 2024, deciding which channels to pursue, which products to develop, and all things like that. This is definitely one of the really important key lessons for 2024. The second lesson here is charge more. Probably you will hear this repeated over and over across different YouTube videos from different gurus and different things like that. But the reality here is exactly the one that is present within this image, where if you have a small client, the small client really require you much more compared to the bigger clients. And really, I had to learn this the hard way because at the beginning, especially when you are new to a service, you don't know how to price. You want to do work because you need money, and you want to get some testimonial, establish some credibility, and so on. So at the beginning, you probably will take work for less money. The problem with that is that the client that you take will probably not be the best client that you will work with. And what happens is that the client that benefit the most from AI workflows, AI ecosystem, and things like that are not the $500 clients. They are the $50,000 clients. What I noticed also on my side is that we had different projects at $5,000 compared to $500 that took less time, that took less communication, less hustle on our side compared to other 500 projects. This is something that you will see repeated all over the internet, but this is something that is actually true. And I was reminded myself when taking bigger projects, and so that bigger clients are easy to work with, get better results, and a lot of other benefits. The last thing that I wanted to mention here related to charging more is that when you charge more, you have a higher perceived value of your services. And this is really important to both to attract the value, the type of client that you want, as well as to establish a price anchor that you can use later on for other products or other services as well. This is a really powerful lesson that I learned this year. The third one is don't double down on content, 10x on content. And personally, I didn't believe this. I didn't believe in the power of content fully until I had two key experiences. I had one of my lead magnets on LinkedIn going viral. So this means generating over 250,000 impressions in I think 1 or 2 weeks. And that post alone booked me 45 calls in a single week. And the other area was I had a YouTube video that booked me over 30 calls and was published more than 6 months ago. And it still books me 2 to 3 calls per week. This is really the power of compounding content, as well as creating something that resonates with the market. And those two experiences really made me understand the power of content and the power of personal brand. You will see that across the web, across the market, a lot of people are going to push for personal brand and for like improving on content and things like that. And I want to make sure to capitalize on this by producing more content that is valuable to different businesses so that they can get practical AI use cases. I want to publish a little bit more in-depth business videos like the following and things of that nature so that we can grow this asset even more. The fourth lesson here and the last lesson that I had is don't think you can do everything on your own. This really was the year that I realized that I stopped believing about the one-person business myth. I mean, online there are a lot of people who just mention build a one-person business, you're gonna have 100% profit margins and things like that. But personally, I found that you can only do so much on your own. On my own, we could only handle a certain amount of projects at the same time, and we had to find developers, we had to find different people who help with different parts of the business. Your main job as a business owner is making sure that you get more sales, you focus on creating different assets, you focus on serving your client, creating the strategy for the clients, and you need to delegate some of the parts which are not your core components. At the beginning of the year, I was doing all the video editing myself, doing all the thumbnails myself, thinking about different parts for strategy, thinking about different clients, and all the stuff like that. That compounded makes it so you can only do so much. Meanwhile, the power of other people is really, really powerful, especially if you add AI into the mix. And that is what is also our focus going forward with the next year, but I will explain you everything soon. Now, what I want to show you is this section over here, which is the biggest problem in my eyes that we had for 2024. This represents a funnel that we have with a bunch of different people that we spoke with. Up to this point, we booked over 100 calls. I think it was close to 150 calls for this 2024. And what we saw were a couple of problems related to the old funnel that we have over here. So first off, we had people on call that didn't know what they wanted, even though they were qualified on paper as a business. There were situations where after spending a lot of time building the proposal, understanding which are the tools that we needed to use, exploring the different tools and things like that, we had people ghosting after sending a proposal. And like that obviously resulted in not generating sales on that. And then finally, after taking a project, we had issues related to client ghosting mid-project because like they are unresponsive or other stuff like that. There is scope creep, so client wanted to add additional functionalities all over the place. And then finally we have constant maintenance even after a project was finished. I want to say these things and I want to be completely honest with you. Those are things that really decrease our close rate and decrease our lifetime value for the clients, because for example, if a client always expects constant maintenance, it seems that you didn't actually do your job when it comes to like delivering a project. Meanwhile, that is not actually the case, and that is more a problem related to expectation setting that needs to be established really clearly at the beginning. This is the biggest problem, and now I'm gonna show you how we solve that by showing you what is the plan that we have for 2025. For 2025, what we have over here is I created a graph over here explaining the different parts of the plan with different key components such as the traffic, the website, the products, and then different aspects related to the product part. What I want to start with is this initial part over here. For traffic, we have two core channels that we're going to use. So those will be YouTube and LinkedIn, and the two supporting channels, and which will be a newsletter and a Gumroad. YouTube is the channel where I will double down. So you can expect to have multiple videos per week on YouTube related to workflows, related to insights in the AI market, related to business video, occasional business video like the following. The reason for that, and the reason why YouTube is the first channel, is that YouTube by far has the highest booking rate, the highest closing rate for sales call. And also, I was preparing for this video by watching another video from Sam Owens, which is the founder of School from 2022. And he mentioned that through YouTube, he was able to book calls and generate sales, even though he didn't publish videos for the past 2 years. This is really how powerful is this channel, and how unused is this channel at the moment. So YouTube for me is my main channel, and I will focus on this more and more with higher quality content, better storytelling, better workflows, and things like that. Then we have LinkedIn. LinkedIn is really, really good because over the past 12 months, I gained over 6,000 followers through a combination of different lead magnets, different posts, and different things that were offered. And then every single person within every single person that is within my ICP, so different business owners who need help in marketing and sales AI ecosystem, are on LinkedIn, so I can definitely reach them. The other two channels that I mentioned here is one is a newsletter and one is Gumroad. Gumroad is the platform that I use to host every single free resource that I have. Generally, I'm planning to have every single resource or every single thing that I share on video directly on Gumroad for everyone to download. And that makes it so people gain interest in different solutions, and maybe they want those to be integrated directly within their business. And so this is a really good channel. Also because people that are within Gumroad self-qualify by either adding email or adding a LinkedIn profile. We can have those as newsletter people that we can reach out on a daily basis if we really wanted to. In the newsletter, we gain over 2,800 subscribers. And so we are planning to release similar stuff that we have on YouTube, but in a more written format, so that people can actually either have insights once per week or have some kind of tutorials in a more written format. And the advantage of doing that is that we can also publish newsletter as blog posts, and this will also generate the website traffic if we really wanted to. All this traffic will be funneled across my website. Right now, we don't do that much directly within the website or across, for example, the cal.com link to book a call directly with me. Then finally, what we have after that is we have different products and services. So this is the part where we actually make money, and those are the different services and products that we actually sell. I will start here with these two components, and those are the ways I solved the biggest problem of 2024. In terms of services, we had this first service, which is a AI ecosystem build-outs. And then we have this slightly modified version of one-off projects. So For the AI ecosystem build out, this will be a minimum working period of 90 days where we help different businesses understand what is possible with AI, provide them with an actual roadmap that they can install into their business. We will build all the solution for them directly. We will iterate on those solutions and improve those solutions based on the feedback, and then also do a change management part to help the team use these different solutions. We noticed that this cannot be done as a one-off project because it really needs some time to actually work with the person on a weekly or bi-weekly basis to help them uncover different things. And once you uncover different things, they also start to think about what is actually possible with this technology and uncover even more things going forward. So this is one solution that we had so that we solve the first component here that people don't know what they want. And then we solve also the part that client goes to meet project, the scope creep, and the constant maintenance part. Regarding the other component here, the one-off project, we decided to have a structure like the following. First off, we have a call, so like an initial discovery call to understand a little bit more about the project. If it makes sense, we propose an exploration phase because we need to understand the project even more. And within the exploration phase, what we do is me and the developers go in depth into the platform, into the different tools, explore if everything that they mention is actually viable. And this will be a part which is a paid exploration phase, so that in that way we solve the problem of people ghosting after sending a proposal, because like once a person pays even a small amount, they will most likely show up to the proposal call to discuss the initial details. And a person who pays is way more likely to convert compared to a person who doesn't want to have an exploration phase or something like that. This also allows us to have a proposal with way better deliverables, because like we spend the time to uncover every kind of potential problem that might arise. And that sets up better expectations so that we can solve the problem of scope creep with a client that we mentioned over here. And when it comes to the maintenance option, we can also add that on top of it because everything is set it up in a clear way. This is it when it comes to the two services. Then we have different products. So for products, as I mentioned at the beginning, we soft launched a product that is called the Cold Email OS. So this was designed for cold email agencies who needed a system to streamline their work and being able to handle a higher amount of clients. So that was the product that we have. And then we have another product which we are thinking about launching, but we will probably do a testing first, which is an inbound conversion OS, mostly geared toward creators and people who publish a lot of content online. Those are the different products. And if you give me 1 second, I will explain you what is the product development lifecycle. In the education space, we have this part, which is an AI enablement, which basically is exactly this helping understand what's possible with AI that can be offered as a one-off solution. For example, what we do in this stage is we interview key stakeholders within the business. We identify all the processes that they have and then propose a couple of solutions that they can automate either with AI or with automated workflows for them. And finally, we give them a full roadmap of what can be done. This is also really helpful so that we can directly sell the AI ecosystem build out a solution. And finally, we have these two components, which I need to think about a little bit more, which are the communities and using the communities as one aspect of the product development. Now that I show you this, I want to show you also this last part, which is how the product development progression actually works. And so what it means is that usually what happens is we take done for you projects. So we take different done for you projects depending on the kind of client. Based on those projects, we might extract a couple of components and a couple of small things that we created for that kind of client. And different components make up finally a productized solution. So a productized solution is similar to the cold email OS, where we extracted everything that we did for cold email clients in terms of onboarding, reporting, domain management, inbox management, and added that as a single solution for them. In this way, we are able to do custom projects and then offer also a productized solution, which is helpful when it comes to delivery cost, as well as less costly than an actual done for you project. And finally, another aspect that I was thinking about here would be the community aspect. So the community could be helpful in shaping up a productized solution, either for them or for other people. And it could act as a valuable feedback mechanism when it comes to a productized solution. Those could be the aspects that made me think about the community. That's it when it comes to the plan for 2025. Hope you have an amazing start of the year, and hope you're gonna crush it too. Thank you so much for watching the video, and have a nice day. Bye bye.